All right, guys, we are back with another thrilling episode of Netrunner. Courtesy of Worlds 2014, the tournament here. We're nearing the end of the top 16. I'm Steven.
I'm Robert.
And we have Timmy on the right playing Blue Sun for the Corp, and Zach on the left running with Andromeda.
The Bun Brothers.
The Bun Brothers.
They're here, and they look a little bit different.
Except
but don't be fooled.
In championship clothing. We have Zach on the left, who is the second place finisher at Nationals, obviously a well-tested player, and Timmy on the right, as we've been saying throughout the tournament, a fan favorite. Blue Sun is killing it.
It is killing it.
In Timmy's hands. A lot of people there was a small outpouring, I guess a small outpouring is kind of an oxymoron there, but of people using Blue Sun at Worlds, kind of trying to surprise the meta. Many of them failed, but one of them has succeeded.
Timmy did not.
And that is Timmy. And it's certainly in the way that he plays this Blue Sun, I'd say, the strength of he as a player and this identity as a whole really does shine. And we're going to get right to it. Andy versus Blue Sun. Worlds 2014, game 26. Both players looking to advance in this bracket. We have 2 installs and a credit. Lacking that hedge fund, which is kind of a bummer, but
it's a bummer, man.
First is Sure Gamble from Zach.
Ooh,
and another Sure Gamble.
It's a good way to start things off.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andromeda.
The best kind of gamble, really. Desperado, and don't tell me you got a dirty laundry.
It's classic.
I'm going to flip the table if there's a dirty laundry here.
That would make it almost too perfect.
It is. Okay. Best opening. Zach's so good at this. He's a good Andy opening. So basically, we start the game with 14 credits and a Desperado installed.
Unbelievable. It's a great way to begin an Andromeda game.
Yeah, it is.
The best.
And how about a bad pub on top of that?
Love it.
Free running money, but 1 point scored, and 7 money over there. So an answer from Timmy to keep the financial field even. No mistakes can be made here against a player like Zach. I think Timmy's aware of that. And on the flip as well, Timmy's going to take advantage of any mistake that Zach makes here. And HQ Ice, always Ice Wall. What did I say last time, Robert?
You said it.
It's always Ice Wall, isn't it?
It's always an Ice Wall, and generally in threes.
Yeah. I'll bet R&D Ice. You know what R&D Ice is? Ice Wall.
Ice Wall. Ice Walls for days. Don't ask me how they get it, but that's what
It's always
they do.
Ice Walls, man.
That's what they do. But that's an interesting thing that you were kind of touching on earlier in terms of championship events, tournaments, finals, matches, whatever you want to slice it as. Being a game
Special order.
about not necessarily making the right decisions, but about not making the wrong decisions.
Certainly, that's an aspect in a game like Netrunner. There's much more in your court, basically, where you can just lose the game for yourself.
Sure.
Right? If you're playing a game that involves interrupts, like Thrones, Star Wars, etc., you can have the best plans in the world, and you just didn't know that your opponent had those cards to stop you from doing it. In Netrunner, there's a lot less of that. Like, I can maybe not know that he has Scorched, but I can certainly still prepare for it, and then whether or not he has it, it doesn't matter because I have the correct tools to deal with it.
Sure.
So the plans that you're making are based on the information and the knowledge that you have, and if 5 of us can look at the same information, 4 of us make one call and 1 person makes the other, assuming we're all, relatively decent at Netrunner, the 4-player consensus is generally going to be the right move.
Sure.
So there certainly are right and wrong moves. Now those can certainly be highly debated, but in certain games, just missing something like not moving that security testing, which we saw from LAD, there are just mistakes. And legwork here, not a mistake. Seeing the geothermal fracking, oversight, and a double fracking.
Wow.
So 4 points under the gun here. A great first legwork for Zach. That's going to make the game way easier for him. I believe Timmy is running a 3-pointer in priority requisition, at least 1 copy. So be aware of that. We do see Wayland Dex running some beefier agendas. So 1 R&D access away potentially from ending this game. Can Timmy play out of this match? We've seen him get behind before and play out of it. This is going to be a tough one for him.
Yeah. I mean, generally speaking, though, this early on to have so many agenda points stacked against you is a pretty tall mountain to climb.
Yeah, Wayland a lot of times will like to trade agendas for C-Source successful runs, for Scorch opportunities, for punitive opportunities. And whenever there's easy points scored and no punishment for it, Wayland really hates that. There was no tax. There was no long server to get through. He didn't drain 15 credits. And there's the curtain wall oversighted on HQ.
There you go.
Now, if Zach wants to, and I think this is probably his best choice, he needs to get in there and break that. That's going to shut down the economic opportunity for Timmy to get on top of these 14 credits, and certainly will also trash the curtain wall. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do right now. Looking at it, it's a 10 strength curtain wall at this point. It'll cost Corroder, I believe, 9 credits. Zach's got it. It's no problem. And really just having to look at it, we'll get an access as well.
Yeah.
And now what Zach has to ask himself is, if I spend my whole turn and all my money breaking this curtain wall, am I going to get met with a Scorched Earth right back at me? So with only 1 card in hand, you have to assume that the odds of that are terribly low.
Yeah.
We just don't know what that card is the problem. So Zach looking at it, who knows? I think it's a safe bet to just take care of this curtain wall right now and get rid of that oversight. And Zach really kind of looking at how much it's going to cost him and making the choice.
Yep.
I certainly would get to 4 cards. And there's the Siphon.
There we
Pretty strong
go.
play there. I
Wow.
got to be honest, yeah. Going to break the Siphon and break the bank here.
Holy smokes.
Huge, huge play. Gets him back on top of Econ. Just exactly what you don't want if you're Timmy. This is a disaster.
Yeah.
Here. And takes 2 tags. I imagine going to probably shake those right up. A lot of times you just shake them right now so you don't forget about them, because that does happen.
Yeah. Prioritize it before you forget about it and spend those clicks elsewhere.
I wonder, I think Zach got the Desperado in there. I don't know. I don't know if he started with 9 or 10.
I think he started with 10.
Timmy very...
But I can't swear to it.
Sad to, just like, man, this is really just going down the tubes.
Yeah. It's unfortunate for sure.
Yeah,
All right.
going to shake both tags.
There
The
they
correct
go.
play, I think, pretty much always against Wayland. Just don't even give him a chance. Mandatory draw here. Now, all cards in HQ are alive. There's no ice to speak of. Blue Sun's ability has not done a thing this game. And that is the difference between, a Blue Sun and an NEH or a Blue Sun and a replicating, is there are times where you can just get really destroyed. All right, ice going down on HQ and gaining a credit here.
That's right. But man, really set back there these last couple of turns.
Timmy's staying cool though.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a sip of water.
Collected.
He's good. Good to go. And the Corroder, really kind of the downfall of a lot of Wayland shenanigans. They love their big barriers, and when there's money plus Corroders around, it's really kind of a bummer.
That's true. So Data Sucker's only going to help here.
Data Sucker in, going to run HQ. Could be looking for a Grim or something even here. That wouldn't be awful. Enigma says, see ya, click. And it will shut down the run. And it's moving back over to Timmy. Decides not to pick up that Enigma. Going to save his actions. And now wondering, do I even have the ability to create a remote server right now? What can I risk?
It would be an investment with 3 credits.
R&D pretty soon becomes a pretty heavy target. Do you plan for that? Do you reinforce HQ now that the code gate is visible? And let's take a look here. First click. What are we going to do? Still not certain.
It's a big moment.
First click is draw.
Nice.
Always the click you're okay taking, but sometimes disappointed with the results. A lot of times really kind of wanting to ask yourself, what do I need right now, and can I actually draw it?
And then clicks for 2.
And clicks for money, just not what you want to be doing. And Wayland, a lot of times when it's built kind of min-maxed, which Timmy's may well be with the curtain walls and the oversights and the agendas that you're scoring for money, when it gets rolling, it stays rolling hard, because agendas in Wayland equal money. But when it gets...
that early bump in the road.
When it gets that bump there, I mean, that's 2 fracking right there. You score one of those fracking, and you have money whenever you want it.
Yeah, for days and days.
And now it's just 4 points to 1. Tough economy, having to click for credits a lot.
Yeah, it's extremely tough. But now, is that going to do anything to get that breaker suite in play?
Looks like we have 2 archives runs that have happened here.
Does it need to when he's got Desperado and a Data Sucker? Just play for Econ.
3 is draw, or 4 is draw, and last is something else. Passing it over to Timmy. I think we got a draw, 2 runs, and a draw. And Timmy's mandatory draw now checking it out. Has a little bit of a window here while Zach waits for his code gate to come out. Could be a Gordian or a Zool. Could also be the passport. We just don't know yet. And it looks like just money
Wow.
Really a bummer.
Oh,
Parasite
man.
on Enigma.
Parasite.
Second
go.
click is account siphon. Going to kill that Enigma and siphon all of that money away. And here we
Jeez.
have, in true criminal fashion,
Just keeping them weak.
Just the punishment, extending the early game, and you see how Parasite Data Sucker
Yep.
can really play a big role in that. And both tags are going to get shaken.
What a lethal combo.
And that leaves Timmy with just nothing to pop back into hand for Blue Sun's ability. No burst econ, just sitting on 3 credits, just so non-threatening. You could even flip these tags if you wanted to. I wouldn't. In case of like a, weird sweeps week or even Beanstalk into double Scorched. I just don't think there's any reason to risk that.
Yeah. When you're ahead, play it safe.
Yeah, I don't know what Zach's considering here. Just drop the tags.
Yeah. Because you got lucky, but good to reinforce that with a little bit of prudence, I suppose.
You got to drop these, Zach.
Come
on, man.
But there's also those people that, when they smell blood in the water, they're just gonna go crazy.
There you go.
All right, there we are.
I was gonna freak out if that didn't happen there.
Playing it clean.
I was just gonna freak right out. All right, passes over, mandatory draw. And you notice cards have just been stacking up in HQ.
That's for
Zach's
sure.
probably pulling for a big legwork here to end the game. Keeping HQ wide open. Could also look for maybe a Maker's Eye over at R&D or even an R&D interface. A couple accesses.
Yeah, plenty of options here. He's got the luxury of time on his side, so... And Timmy suddenly doesn't have the luxury of any kind of economy to get any of his machines working for him.
No luxuries for Timmy at all.
Those were fairly comfortable chairs, though.
Yes.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, they were okay.
Hedge fund.
Credit, and a hedge fund. And so, still trying to recover and break out of this early game. HQ still wide open. You've got to wonder. There it is. There's that legwork.
Wow.
Is it going to be the end here is the
There
question.
We go. So, 3 points to game.
We see a power shutdown. We see another power shutdown.
Wow.
And all right, just some ice. We see an archer. So, doesn't pull the game here. So Timmy has a bit of an opening. That's a good miss for Zach. Power shutdown a little bit too risky to use right now, honestly, with the fact that it's so tight on points.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to actually risk chucking an Atlas or something into the yard? Comes into R&D unrezzed. Not gonna waste time. Could be an ice wall. Sees something.
Wasn't worth scoring. Because it wasn't an agenda.
At a certain point, you have to ask, is it worth rezzing that ice wall and then at least just bouncing it back to hand?
Yeah.
You force a 1 credit drain.
Credit for credit.
All right. Drawing a card there off R&D. We could see a power shutdown on that data sucker. And there it is, yeah.
Boom.
He's going to discard 1 card. Let's hope that's not a 3-point agenda right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Going to power shutdown for 2 for that corroder.
Whew.
Oh, man. And now the real question is...
It is dicey as anything right now.
Can we install a Jackson? That's really what it comes down to. Does he have a Jackson in hand to leverage this? Or is Timmy just playing full tilt here?
Yeah, a pretty ballsy maneuver there without the Jackson in play. Most people would not consider doing that without Jackson on the field already.
Supremely ballsy, and especially with 1 row of ice on archives.
Yep.
You install R&D interface here. Take a look. Let's see what we got.
Is it coming up? It is.
There's the ice wall. All right,
Ding.
so R&D is secure.
Perfect.
We're playing kind of a version of this deck's been called a lot of things uncorrodable, I think. It's not like the deck's name, but it's kind of the idea's name, where you just discard their barrier breaker over and over and hope that they can just never get in again. Works especially well against Criminal, considering they don't play any cards like Deja Vu. And
it is.
It's always Ice Wall, my friend.
Good gravy.
It's always
Holy smokes.
Ice Wall.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Timmy may be regaining tempo at this point.
He's slowly getting back in there. I mean, I still feel like we're an inside job away from 2 or 3 points.
Yeah.
Which he's got to look at. He's got to be aware of that. With only 4 credits, just going to gain 3.
Ouch. Not the way you want to spend it, but
yeah, we'll see if
sometimes
Zach
you got to.
Draws a couple cards And
He's
a couple
hunting.
more, and now he's looking for Corroder.
Special order, maybe.
And this is the correct deck to bring if there's a lot of criminals around. Criminals like to run 1 or 2 Corroders with special order.
Yeah.
And if you get rid of it twice, they just have no way to get through a barrier.
Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, which can be a bummer. I mean, Anarch's not so much with the Deja Vu and just various ways to get into random stuff. Parasite, Status Suckers, that kind of thing. Shapers with SMC and Test Run, generally not terribly affected. Criminals really feel the pain of this deck, though. And now we're kind of seeing that, especially 3 Ice Walls just does not hurt.
I just can't believe that. This is what, 2nd, 3rd, 14th millionth time that Timmy here has gotten his Ice Walls.
Yep.
All 3.
Ice Walls, man. I mean, if you're playing Blue Sun, you just get them. You always get your Ice Walls.
Yoink.
And
they're my babies.
I'm even wondering. I wonder if he's going so far as to Will-O-Wisp in this deck. I don't think I saw it out of him, but also another option to go heavier into that uncorrodable. Anytime you use that corroder, put it on the bottom of the stack. Just keep your bears alive the entire game.
Keeping it alive, living the dream.
Who's a great counter to that is old Quetzal.
That's true.
God rest her name.
Quetzal.
Or his name. Or let's not get into politics.
Let's not.
Mr. Lee, all right, so that's going to help out a lot in the give me my corroder back game.
That's right.
But let's see, 2 power shutdowns in the trash can. You're going to have to really protect that corroder. I saw Zach chucking some fairies there, and I wonder if he should really hold those for that 3rd power shutdown.
Yeah.
Question marks, he's a good player. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's definitely struck me as being pretty methodical so far.
Yeah, Plascreed comes out, and I think that does seed some tempo. Of course, you kind of have to do it to not lose. You don't just want to lose outright. You're sitting on 4 points. Team has got a long mountain to climb yet. But that does slow you down. It's just money invested in what is essentially not anything but a counter. Just a little silver bullet there to the Scorched.
It's true. But hey, better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry, certainly, because the credit differential has swung hard.
Yeah.
You can't afford to beat the Seasource Trace.
All right, so pulling one of those Ice Walls.
Pulling an Ice Wall, we could find it on a new remote. We could find a different card on a new remote.
Or the same remote.
Could be an Enigma over there on something, and Timmy just getting so much done with just nonsense ice, and I love to see this. Just no real. And
Here
look
we
at those
go.
cards over there in archives. Install.
no.
There's an instant remote. We have a game here, my friends. What is it? Is it an Atlas? Is it a Adonis campaign? Is it a bluff? Is it a Jackson?
Could be another hostile.
It could be a posted bounty even. Could be going for some kind of a triple Scorched.
It could be anything.
Oh man, what is it? And does Zach try to find out? Does he
he's
run
thinking
it?
if he can. It's very tempting right now for him.
He knows right now an Ice Wall stops him. And
Yes.
he knows that an Ice Wall is in Timmy's hand. So why bother with a click that pops an Ice Wall up and goes back to his hand and goes back down if he wants?
It's just going to end the run. Mr. Leon. Lean around. See
Mr.
that
Lee,
sneak
did
door
he hit a
finally?
sneak door there?
Yeah, he sure did.
This could be a huge
That's a
play
big
for
deal.
Zach. This could just be a game ender. If Timmy chose to bluff this agenda,
Yeah.
sneak door all of a sudden is... he has to wait till next turn is the issue.
All archives is unprotected now, so that could be a big asset.
But if it's if it's just an Atlas for an entire turn, and then he installs Sneak Door and runs the HQ 3 times, I think we're okay with that exchange.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of good moments here to consider.
Oh man, just going straight at
Zach
it.
is gonna check that remote out.
I like to see this kind of action here.
Yeah, Archer's not really in play. Nothing to
Oh
worry about
man,
there. There's the Ice Wall.
No res and Ice Wall. Classic.
That's the correct place to put it. That prevents the inside job through it if you don't want to res that other piece of ice. So,
Good planning. Good foresight.
Katie and 3 on Katie.
That's going to be good news for Zach there. He was really lagging behind there economically.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to get back in the cards,
Wish
back
he had
in the
had it
money.
a few turns ago for his sake. But hey, you'll take Katie when you can get her. She's busy.
All right, Timmy going to decide whether to pick up a piece of ice here. I don't think he is. And what was down there is the question. Just some classic Netrunner going on here by Timmy. I love watching these Wayland Blue Sun decks under his control. It's just kind of a perfect thing.
He's a machine, man.
Just doing a lot with this new, and just really working this new identity, showing the world what it can offer.
Yeah, and that's something that you really can't put too much of a price tag on because the game's asymmetrical for a reason, and it opens up a whole lot of potentiality for
look at that.
exploring all these avenues of play with an agenda like Blue Sun, or not, Identity, excuse me.
Advances 3 times. So look at this setup.
Man.
Look at this setup. If that's posted bounty, it's scored right now. He can pick that up next turn and triple scorch through that Plascrete. He's got 8 money.
Yep.
He picks up an Ice Wall, goes to 9, and then lays 3 Scorch down for the win. Zach has got to be aware of this as a possibility. This looks exactly like a posted bounty play to me.
But
basically,
what can he do about it?
Come in and get it. If you want to work for 1 point, then you've got it. But if not, I could potentially win the game with 3 Scorched Earth right here. And it looks so good for him here.
It does. It really does.
And Zach having a scramble here, taking 3 off Katie. First click.
Know what you want to do.
Second click, Sneak Doors. He's going to try to seal this one up right now. Third click, this will at least tell him, does he have the Scorched Earth or not? I don't know that changes anything here. There's a mid-season.
Whoa.
You've got to beware here. Oh, this is such a...
Riding the line.
Such a scary play. And steals an Atlas.
Holy smokes.
Goes to 6. Is he just going to die here?
Man.
All right, Timmy having to reconfigure.
Actually, it looks like that was a hostile.
Was that a hostile?
Yes, sir.
Okay, steals the hostile.
So he's only at 5. But still.
So do we have a triple scorched?
Ooh.
Picks up the Ice Wall for the credit.
Ooh.
Do we have a posted bounty? Draws mandatory card here.
Yeah, that's right.
Play everything out.
Yoink. Make it official.
If he has the triple here, this game is over. I'm going to guess with the way that this is transpiring, that he maybe does not.
He might not have it. I think he would have decisively played it by now. But now I'm just too curious. What is
that? Is that an Atlas with 3 counters?
Yeah. We may be about to find out. But we're going to have to wait.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait. Timmy will do it as he sees fit.
But there's been a lot of really interesting turns here in terms of the tempo of this game. I don't think I've seen it kind of ebb and flow between players as much
mid-season comes out here.
Generally do.
And it's a Trace 6. Zach's going to have to take, looks like, is he taking all 6 tags or 5 because of Andy's link?
Looks like it.
He can also spend 2 to only take, let's see what he's doing.
So,
all right, so he's going to take 5 tags.
The die next to the tag token indicating the number. Token itself not counting for any.
So the mid-season happens. Install over archives and advance and scores an Atlas with 1 counter.
Nice. That's a big deal right there.
Goodness gracious.
Holy smokes,
look at that
man.
play, man. So he triple advances, says whatever, then advances again for a counter, mid-seasons and Ice's archives, which to me signals, holy crap.
He's going for it.
There is 2 points in archives right now.
Yep.
And there is nothing that I can do about it. He's going to put an Ice Wall. You've got to be digging for Inside Job. If criminals even run it, some criminals not even running Inside Job right now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
I mean, I think you have to check archives?
I think you do at this point.
Or do you try to get money and shake tags?
I think there's just way too many tags to be shaken here.
Yeah.
That's too many turns and clicks and clicks and clicks.
Boy, I wonder what happens if Zach runs archives here. He could just have the game in his hand. It could be an Atlas over there. Dirty Laundry, the remote.
Whew.
And we probably don't get a res here.
No siree, Bob.
So there's 5 money. All right. Man, I'm really curious what's over there, Robert. I'm really curious what's in archives.
Yeah, but I think Zach is just trying to stabilize here. I think he's feeling the pressure from Timmy's last turn there.
Yeah.
Just trying to stabilize.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Discarding Mr. Lee.
He could also just be protecting against Sneak Door, you know?
It's true.
And it's like that Sneak Door hits the table and everyone forgets those face-down archives cards are over there. Is there an Atlas or a fracking or something? It's just,
which one you access?
I'm so curious. I'm just so curious. And now with the Atlas counter, we're in a triple scorch situation once we have the cash.
All right, some more ice.
if Zach goes under, he will not go under 4 cards here, I'm certain. But even so, I mean, I think he just has to dig for his second Plascreed here. I think that's what he's doing, knowing full well that he's tagged up. There's no way to get around it. Just saw his Corroder go into hand.
And a special order.
And a special order, yeah.
Too bad they were right next to each other. I could have saved him some time earlier.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to need some kind of shielding for that Corroder, or else that Atlas counter just pulls the last power shutdown out of the deck. I assume that Timmy's running 3. So we're looking for a Fairy or a Data Sucker or something here to some program of lower cost.
Couldn't make out either of those two.
In the Corroder. And there's the Fairy.
Coming right at you.
And Zach tossing some cards. So that Fairy is going to shield that Corroder. So next turn we're going to see some R&D plays, I have no doubt.
Yeah, be ready for that. Jeez.
We'll see if Timmy can... So a Shutdown and a Desperado. Yeah, Shutdown. Generally okay against Blue Sun in some context, shutting their curtain walls and stuff down, but certainly not doing a lot right at this very moment. Timmy drawing a card.
Big turn for Timmy right here.
Yeah, 1 Atlas counter, 3 points. Play out of this one really well. Zach is tagged. He could shake 3 tags next turn. Make it a little bit more difficult. Install and gain 2. That could be a Jackson there.
Yeah. Big deal if it is.
Yeah, we're going to see if does Zach have the time, the energy to check that? That again, we've got 2 Scorches that could be played here.
He's got to check it, yeah, and he's going to, it looks like.
All right, Timmy considering.
What is that?
If that's like it's like an Archer, could be an Archer. We saw one earlier in hand.
Watch out if it is.
Got the Fairy to deal with it, so it's not terrible. Certainly probably doesn't want to sacrifice a point at this juncture.
Yeah.
Really tough. So Zach going to take a look at archives. 2 power shutdowns and oversight. We've seen the midseason. It's stuck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. So much tension here. It's fantastic.
And Zach has decided to not access that
card.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, full tilt. That is when you know Netrunner is at its finest.
I love that. Corroder going down. Ready to do some work.
Corroder going down, yeah. That's going to give him 2 cards off R&D to win this game.
Oh, goodness.
It's also going to give potentially a 3rd power shutdown into that Fairy. All right, breaks with the breaking news, or the bad publicity. I'm going to see 2 cards off the top. Oh, baby. Nothing? Is that a Jackson there?
Looks like...
I think that's a Jackson, yeah. Jackson, gone. Sees what I think is a Scorched Earth. Could potentially go back in.
Oh, man.
See 1 more card. And he's going to go back in. Looking for 2 points here.
What? What's it going to be? No.
And sees nothing.
Close call.
Adonis campaign comes up. So just a little asset down there.
That's right.
Gaining his cash. And then bouncing it back to hand. So basically a quick boost of 6 money.
Very nice.
So he's going to net 2.
Using the Atlas.
Using the Atlas counter. I have to imagine this is a scorched situation. Triple scorched.
Let's see. Oh, there's 1. 1, 2, 3.
There it is. And the
good game.
Holy
smokes.
Unbelievable.
What a nail biter. That was great.
Welcome to what Blue Sun can do. And this is what this ID offers that no other ID that Wayland has can offer. Instant money for that kind of play. Woo. Timmy staying cool, man. Had a lot of opportunities.
Bringing it back.
Just clawing back in and stealing this game out of Zach's hands.
Fantastic play.
Amazing.
From both of these players.
Huge
really.
Congrats to Zach for making it this far and Timmy for playing Blue Sun like a champion. We've got more games coming from the World's 2014 Netrunner tournament. Stick around, guys.
We'll be right back.